with the blues, bored with the laughter, bored with the news. What's the news across the nation? We have got the information. In a way, we pray is diverting.
Terribly gay.
With nobody hurting. We would love to give you our views.
La-da-dee-da.
Sophisticated ladies, look at the news with Dan and Dick.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the Laugh-In News. With Dracula risen from the grave, evangelists looking for people to save, Milton Berle dressed like a wave, and there was an old hermit named Dave. And now, with the news, here's Dan Rowan and Dick Martin.
First, these headlines.
Syndicate rubs out owner of eraser factory.
Jockey short sued, lawyer files briefs.
Hollywood agents go on strike. Nobody notices.
And now, due to troubles we can't overcome, here with the news of the present is Dick.
Sydney, Australia reports that some restaurant owners have been putting kangaroo meat.
Been putting what?
Kangaroo meat in their ground beef. That strikes me as amusing, Dan.
Oh.
And this was verified today when local inspector had to swallow his hamburger 8 times. Why, George, that's an amusing item, isn't it? The lighter side of the news. Louisville, Kentucky. Harlow Fenton, the human charcoal briquette, gave another outstanding performance today at the circus when he leaped off a 200-foot tower into a flaming barbecue grill. The audience immediately jumped to its feet and yelled, "Well done! Well done!" And now at News of the Future, here's,
Dan.
No, I'm Dick. You're Dan. Can't you get anything straight?
News of the future 20 years from now, New York. After learning that the city's going to spend $24 million to renovate Yankee Stadium, a group of slum dwellers living in rundown tenements announced their plan to get better housing. They're going to start a baseball team. The United States, 20 years from now. After 150 years, the war between the states has broken out again. Immediately, Vietnam, Cambodia, and Laos rushed to the aid of the South with 500,000 heavily armed advisors. Spokesmen for the government in Washington protested, saying, "Why don't those foreigners mind their own business? Don't they know this is a civil war?" Now across the sea to the land of the rising sun.
Hello, from Japan. I am talking to you tonight through one of our new transistorized microphones. It is the smallest microphone in the world. You can barely see it right there on the table. It is no bigger than a fly.
A fly? Oh, here, I'll get it.
With a hot showbiz item, here's nationally known columnist Joan Crosby.
The latest craze among Hollywood celebrities is collecting antique liquor bottles. So far, the biggest collection belongs to Dean Martin, who owns over 500 bottles, some of them dating as far back as last Tuesday.
How are you? Dr. Martha Welby here with the medical news. A well-known surgeon who put himself through medical school as a comedian just revealed he does not use anesthetics during surgery. When I work, he declared, nobody sleeps.
Here's the news from the old side.
With Pat and Mike.
That's the one. Terence O'Shaughnessy was arrested yesterday and charged with a terrible crime.
The police picked him up and charged him with being sober on St. Patrick's Day.
Oh, sage preserve us, the man's an obvious imposter.
Speaking of Dublin, Mr. Sean O'Reilly claimed to the Irish press that he had not only found a real live leprechaun, but one that loves to drink.
Yes, and when he was asked how he came to know this, Mr. O'Reilly said, well, he must love whiskey because when I ain't drinking, the little devil never shows up.
Hi there. Here's the bald news off the top of my head. New hope was given to the world's skinheads today when it was revealed that 6 months ago, Dr. Jonas Salk transplanted 20 tons of hair follicles on Mount Baldy. Today, only a few months later, Mount Baldy has a full head of hair and perfect skiing conditions due to 6 inches of dandruff. How's that? Back to you, Dan and Dick.
And now a special hot report from hell.
Oh, hell's bells, here's the news. Well, the Marquis de Sade was dragged through the sulfur pits again, then flogged and dipped into molten lead. The strange thing is, we still can't convince him he's not in heaven. Today, Anne Boleyn made a hysterical, get that, a hysterical, scene at lunch. She walked in with her head tucked underneath her arms, and she says, "What have you got?" Now get this. I said, "How about a couple of chops?" She says, "A couple of chops? How do you think I got here?" Oh, my goodness.
Goodness, eh? You're fired.
Oh, boy, down here when you're fired, you're fired. Oh, hold it down.
Now to Willie, Tyler, and Lester for the Minority News.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Minority News, brought to you in living color. No state black. And here's the nice news. Dateline Houston. NASA today announced that on the upcoming 3-man lunar flight, for the first time, the crew will include a black astronaut. What happened? They need a chauffeur for the moon rover? Would you be cool? Relax. Think we better move on. Dateline Los Angeles, black capitalism took a step forward today when a company in watch began manufacturing flesh-colored Band-Aids for blacks. Yeah, and they come in 3 colors. Slaty white, lighter blue, and H-wrap brown. Can I relax again?
We now bring you an informal interview with Mrs. Carol Jackson of the Masters and Jackson Sex Institute. Mrs. Jackson, what do you and your husband do for relaxation?
Well, you usually find him puttering around under the hood of our car, or else he's off to the shop to get new parts. While I spend most of my time keeping my garden up, it seems like I'm either setting gopher traps or working on the lawn. Yesterday alone, I had to pick up 2 quarts of weed killer and, 6 bags of fertilizer.
But look what would happen if an unscrupulous editor got a hold of that interview. Where did you and your husband first fall in love, Mrs. Jackson?
Under the hood of our car.
What do you advise older people to do to revitalize their sex lives?
Get new parts.
What have you found to be the most successful method of birth control?
Gopher traps.
Is there really any known effective aphrodisiac?
2 quarts of weed killer.
One last question, Mrs. Jackson. Is perfume a stimulant?
Oh, yes.
Oh, really? Well, what do you wear?
6 bags of fertilizer.
And here with the senior citizen report is that same old dingbat that reports it.
I'll do it when I'm ready, you hamburgers. Now, there's old news tonight. 4 pounds of bacon. Give me that. There's old news tonight. They'll put a cut there. The annual soft-boiled egg eating contest was held yesterday to see who could eat the most eggs in 1 hour. And the winner, 97-year-old Lloyd Eat-em-up Fillmore, who set a new record when he managed to completely consume 1 egg.
We now take you to a remote village in the wilds of Africa where it has been reported that there has not been a single illness in the last 50 years.
To what do you owe your remarkable record of overcoming illness?
Well, you see, I treat all my patients with this miracle potion, and they no longer sick. I think I hear one coming now. I'll show you how it works.
Oh, have I got a headache? Oh.
Have a little taste.
Thank you.
Good heavens, he's dead.
Yeah, but he ain't sick.